Yeah.
Okay, so let's start off this live session about the consultancy career. My name is Maiken. I'm a business assistant here at XPro, and I have 3 of my colleagues with me today that are all consultants here.
Yeah.
So we can start with presenting ourselves. If you want to start, Daniel.
Yes, I'm Daniel Talani, and I have been a consultant here for 8.5 years, going into 9 years, and have had 4 different assignments, and the current one is as a business analyst in the PLM area at a client called Aurobay.
Nice.
Yeah.
I am Rajesh Sharma. I have been associated with XP Pro. It's 3rd year now. I'm working as a DevOps engineer, and somewhere I also cover software configuration management profile as well. Right now I'm working at a client named as Aurobay, same as Daniel Talani, and it happens to be we are in same team. So yeah, that's me. And
Nice.
yeah, I'm working as a consultant here.
Great.
And I'm William. I am from Brazil, working as a consultant here at Xpaper for 2.5 years now. And so far, I'm working in my 2nd assignment as IT rollout manager at Polestar. And it's been a nice journey moving from very south in Brazil to up north here in Sweden to become a consultant now for 2.5 years.
Yeah, nice.
Great.
And we were supposed to have John with us also, but he got injured playing football, so unfortunately he couldn't join. But it's really nice that you are here. And all of you have been consultants for some years. Daniel, you're the most experienced here. So let's start off with the one general question for all of you. What has been the best thing so far about being a consultant?
Yeah, for me it has been the opportunity to work on different projects with different clients, and each type of project and client brings new experiences, and they also have some kind of red thread that follows for my role in my career, which has helped to improve my career and myself as an engineer. I would say.
Yeah, I mean, for me, being consultant, it's like it adds dynamics to your career, and you have always opportunity to learn new technologies. You always have opportunity to know about markets. What is happening latest in markets. So being consultant, it's challenging yet fun to work being a consultant. And of course, I always say it's a double fun. Everything double. If you are consultant, you have fun at the client side, you have fun at the consultancy company. So for me, being consultant is everything is double.
Double fun.
That's double fun, double learning,
really
double
nice
fun.
Description.
Yeah. So and it's really fun being a consultant working. Of course, and you can add up new learnings always with respect to technology, with respect to people management or management. So and you see different perspectives of same thing. If you're working at a client side, you see things with a different perspective, because if you are working, let's say you have multiple assignments, or you have been working on multiple assignments, then it adds up also your like giving solutions to any particular problem, because you might have sorted out that problem. The other particular
previous
client,
experience.
yes. And it adds a dynamics to the same problem, and it opens up your thinking capability with the same problem. So I think being a consultant seems fun.
It's interesting that you mentioned the dynamics, because this is like one of the best things on being a consultant is have like a dynamic professional life that you can have, like make your own choices and being flexible to decide what you want for your career. Exactly. Because in the end, what we want as a professionals is to have freedom, flexibility, and also make sure that we are owning our own path, that we are owning our own career. And as a consultant, you can sometimes making decisions on moving to the sides or moving to another position that maybe are not about going up all the time in the company ladder, like in a normal career, but making like movements to the sides, being more dynamic. That's a very good word. So you learn by doing things. So let's say in my example, I've been working with project management, but this is super broad. And for being a good project manager, you need to have more generalist learnings. And as a consultant, you can maybe in some moment learn about AI in a project, and in another one being more like traditional to more like automotive, pure business. So it's very good.
Yeah.
So this flexibility has been the best thing to me so far, I would say.
Yeah, I can add also, like for me at least, I mean, I have been assigned to 2 assignment here. Like previous assignment was completely software based assignment for me, and it was a different perspective totally working with that. Right now working with this client, it's not software based client, and it's like automotive industry, and it's mostly dealing in PCME, like product and manufacturing. So here the way of working, it's a little bit different when you work with pure software company. So as I said, it adds dynamics to your career path, and it opens up your thinking capabilities, dealing with your client, dealing with your suppliers. So yes.
Nice, good answers.
Yeah.
So William, you are very active on LinkedIn, talking a lot about personal development and also like how to build your career. Why have you chosen to take on a consultant role?
Yeah, that's a very good question, because I mentioned before when talking about the best things about being a consultant, the flexibility. And something that I saw during my career, during my experience, is that how important it is to you to accumulate experience. Like there are some books that cover like your identity or identity capital, who you are as a professional, what you can offer to companies, to people when it comes to your experience. So the more broad you are, the better. Because in the end, in a daily basis, we need to make decisions, like very fast decisions in our projects, in our roles, in our jobs. And the more experienced you are across the business, across different things, the better you are to making decisions. So the decision to become a consultant, and even more a consultant here in Sweden, opened me this broader way of thinking about my career, and not to stay connected to just one type of business, one type of project, one type of activity. And even more, there is like always the choice to be like in a consultant, as a consultant, like where I want to be in 3 years, in 5 years, and 10 years. As a consultant, you have this flexibility to go around, to go to different projects, but still when you're attached to a consultant company, you still have your own plan, your own career plan to where you want to be. So it's great to have this flexibility to make your own decisions while you have some influence or some help, some support to make these decisions in a good way, connected to the company, connected to the market, or connected to whatever you are working right now. So it's a very good balance that makes me feel comfortable about the decisions I make into my career.
Nice. Yeah. And when you're establishing a career path, do you see any advantages or disadvantages with going for this career?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question, and I think whenever you think about advantage and disadvantage, this is also personal. I like to bring this to a real life example. Let's say you're going to buy a house, right? You're going to buy a house for you, and you're thinking like, what is the best for your life, for your family in a house? And you think like, okay, this is a pro, this is a con, this is an advantage, or this is a disadvantage. For me, maybe a house in the countryside has this list of advantages. Very good things to me because in the countryside. But maybe to Daniel, that prefer to be more close to the city, those are disadvantages.
Exactly.
And your career is pretty much the same thing. As a consultant, you have this list of advantages, having been more flexible, taking on decisions. And if you like that, if you like the dynamic life in your career, it's going to be super great. But maybe you are not this kind of person. Maybe you prefer to have like a very structured career path, like I start as a junior analyst, I would jump to a senior analyst, then I will have a small team to lead, then I would be more like an expert in my small area, and then all those steps.
Yeah.
If you prefer that, if you need that, maybe the flexibility and the dynamics are going to be a disadvantage to you.
Exactly.
So this is super personal, and I think to me, now going more direct to the question, the main advantage I see as a consultant, maybe I'm repeating myself, it's making my own decisions and being flexible to connect what I want right now to what the market needs. Maybe what I want is not what the market needs. And maybe what the market needs is not what I have to offer. And maybe this is a point where I need to learn something new. I need to qualify myself to have more to offer. So this is very flexible.
And it also gives the flexibility that if you want to go in a specific path, but then you realize maybe that wasn't the right for you, you have always the opportunity to change the direction and continue on that path. And if you are in that more comfortable zone that you described in one company, maybe that's not so easy to do. Always.
I mean, on lighter note, I can add, like, if you're not sure with your career paths, you can keep trying with the different assignments until you find your dream job kind of thing.
Yeah, that's true. And going on to that, like, Daniel, you have had 4 different assignments already.
Yes.
So how has that process been for you to changing assignments and trying different things?
Yeah, changing assignments, it's both been a challenge, of course, because I mean, wherever you go, it's going to be challenging. Sometimes in the beginning, you need to adapt. You need to be flexible when you come to the new place. You have a lot to learn, a lot of information to take in, and so on. But it's also rewarding in a way because all this gives new experience, right? So whenever you change assignment, there will be a challenge, but the reward will give you more experience leading into growing your career, and you will also, see how it is in other areas, and be able to use that in your next assignment. And I think with time, since I've done this 4 times, it gets easier also because then you learn to be more adaptable, more flexible, and also in each and every assignment, you also have the factor that you network. And changing assignments, in some assignments I have met people I have worked with in previous assignments, and in that way it's easier to adapt, to be flexible, and to come into the team in that client.
And you're good at networking from this, right? You
Exactly.
have your connections from different projects. You have the people that already know what you're capable to solve.
Exactly.
And then you start building also this history, we can say that, professional history, based on different projects, different assignments. So it's fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. And that helps you bring new opportunities in the future for new assignments. If you know the right people, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And also, like, you can have, like, from previous experience, you can react quickly in certain situations in your assignment. You don't have to go through from scratch to deal with that particular situation.
Exactly. And that's what I mean when you change assignments in the beginning. That can be difficult, but after a few assignments you have that experience. But of course, everywhere you come, new place will always have its challenge. You don't maybe know everyone there yet, or so on. So it's know their ways of working and so on. But that's the fun side. That it is a challenge. So you feel that you learn something. You're not just stuck in
never in a comfort zone.
Exactly. And for me at least, that's what I like, to always have a new challenge and be able to develop as a both as a professional but also as a person.
Sure. Nice. And how have you experienced the coaching from your manager here at XP Pro? Also when it comes to like changing assignment?
Yes, and that's for me, I have been lucky to have a good manager because my manager have had a similar path that I'm having now, and within the PLM business analyst and this path, and this has helped me a lot to get the guidance and the support that you need to be able to choose the right assignment, the next one, and also what to think about when you come to the new assignment and all these important things. So with that, and also with the regular meetings that I've had with my manager, have helped me to yeah, grow into my career, the path I'm taking, basically. And that has been one of the key factors for my career, I would say.
Nice.
To have a supportive and yeah, good manager.
Yeah. Nice. And I have one question for you, Rajesh. And what do you think is the most important thing to think about when you're working as a consultant?
Yeah, I mean, the most important thing, you should be. I mean, being a consultant, because you mostly work with your client and you work mostly at client place, so you should be very, very crystal clear with your communication. That's the, in my opinion, that's the most important thing. So you should be not doing over commitment with clients or under commitment. You should be precise with whatever you are committing or whatever information you are passing to your clients. Because if you overcommit, it would be really hard for client to accept, or for you also to deliver that overcommitment within defined timeline. So, and I also feel like collaboration with your client teams. It's really important to have good collaboration, process with your client teams, because ultimately you are working with that team. That team might be employed from that client, so they might be permanent employee, and they have different perspective or different thinkings. So when you are conveying your information or your feeling about your works, then it should be in precise manner, and collaboration, communication, and communication. What I have felt since I've been this is my second assignment here in Sweden. The communication is the key, basically. If you communicate clearly, on time, if you keep them up to date, they are happy. And they feel like, okay, I am in loop all the time. I know the status of the project. I know what is happening. Even if something goes wrong, they are well updated, and they are not like, you don't need to pacify them later on with so-called excuses or explanations. So it's good to have clear communication, collaboration with teams. And also being consultant, I feel, I mean, it's in my personal opinion, I think if you are working as IT consultant specifically, in IT domain, you need to be on top of with your information, because their expectations, clients expectations, like you are expert in that domain, and you should be ready with beforehand information with any particular topic or any new assignments coming up or new projects coming up. I have seen in 2 assignments here in Sweden, so it's like, if you keep them informed, they are happy, and they don't need to ask you about updates, what is happening around your area. So that's, and there are again, if you are working as a consultant, you need to be open to ready to learn new stuff. It's not like, okay, I know this thing, I should be stick around this topics or technology. You should always open to new technologies or new concepts, anything. So it gives them confidence that yes, this resource or this consultant is like a real asset to them, and they can rely on you if you're working as a consultant. And of course, you are always, being a consultant, I feel like a feedback loop. You should always ask for feedback and also give feedback. It should be back and forth. It should not be just asking for feedback. You should, if you are unhappy or if you feel like some sort of improvement in some process or some area, you can always suggest them, okay, I feel this should be improved. So I believe feedback loop is also important stuff while you're working as a consultant. Yeah, there are, uh, of course, I would like to touch networking part. Like it's not like, you're a consultant, you will go, you will sit on your desk, you will do your job and go home. I feel you should socialize with your teams. It's not just always like project related work. Like you in any others, like social activities like after works, or maybe some sports activities, or
And a lot
any
of
fun.
ficas.
Exactly.
Yeah, fika
Yes,
is
yes.
important here.
Yeah, we talk a lot on ficas.
Yeah, yeah.
We talk whole world on ficas. We have definite time like 9 in the morning. Everybody waits for each other to arrive on their desk. So open up their boxes with breakfast, and then have fika. And then yes, socializing with your peer, your colleagues at client site is really important.
It's interesting because you mentioned like communication, collaboration, um, networking, all those things. And maybe someone watching is thinking like, yes, I was reflecting about become more and more tech expert, or becoming more and more and specializing in the technology I'm working right now. But maybe they forget all these important things that are like
Yeah, it's really good
connection with people.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
we are working with people, even though it doesn't matter how deep you are working with technology, or maybe working with codes, you're still delivering to people.
Exactly.
And this is like crucial to reflect like in your career, and this is not only for consultants, it's to everyone. Like you are working with people all the time. If you don't think about all those soft skills, you are losing a very important part of who you are and what you can deliver on.
And it can be the key decision for the client to choose
Yeah.
you as a consultant for another
Perfect
assignment, if it's someone you have networked with before.
Yes.
That's
I
true.
mean, it matters like you are really tech savvy and you're delivering things really nice, but it also matters to have personal connections with your client. And it after all, we are all human beings, and we want to see each other, and that human touch and the human interaction is always have upper hand. Like if you compare with like mails or chats or other stuff. So I feel like being consultant, you should be like, also I feel like, self initiative, that I really feel like it's good characteristics to have being a consultant. You should not be just waiting for some command from client and then you start performing some tasks.
No.
You should be initiate yourself and go with your ideas, and okay, I want to bring this on the table, and then probably you can have discussion. You never know.
And we can never forget that we are not competing only with other people or person when it comes to career. We are collaborating with them. We're not playing against people when we are in different roles. And then we have also now AI, like roles or some functions being automated. But what is still differentiating you from a machine is how you communicate what you do, how you deliver the value that is above the simple piece of work. So this is crucial. Again, you mentioned it's about humans. It's about people connecting with people.
Exactly. And that's where also the double fun comes in when you do. I mean, you can network in a professional way and so on, but like you said, you can have the ficas, you can have after works or any activity, both at the client side and of course at the consultant company side. And that's when you have the double fun.
Yeah, exactly. That was one coming to my next question about having both a team at the client side and here at the consultancy company. How has that been for you guys?
I don't see any real difference. I mean, it's like at consultancy company. I mean, it's like you don't really work with your peers or colleagues at consultancy company. It's more of socializing with your peers at consultancy, because everybody is assigned to different assignments and you are not working closely together. So and at client place you are working together, plus you are socializing with them, so it's two factor there. So I feel like with work wise, if you are being on same page, it really helps you and your teams at client side to move into right direction or in one direction. And I mean, I personally I feel like dealing with teams or having connection with teams, you have different perspective basically. At client place, you are a consultant. At same time you have to deliver your whatever you are committed to, but also at the same time you need to you don't want to show yourself like you are confined to your own zone. You don't want to open up with those people, those teams. Team members should not feel like, okay, he's like introvert, or he's like his own space. He doesn't want to come out from that space. He just comes and works. And so it's like having like with the teams you need to have good rapport. So it really helps in tough time, be it technical tough time, be it like personal tough time. So you can talk, you can open up, they can give you some sort of suggestions. You never know, that suggestion can help you to overcome or come out from that certain situation. So yes, at consultancy company I would say it's more of fun thing instead of having technical because as I mentioned already, so everybody's designated to different assignments. They only meet each other if there is some sort of like fika or some activities or
meetings.
Exactly. So that's that. Also, that's a good opportunity to talk to each other. And I personally I take that opportunity to explain my work, what is happening in my client side, what is happening. It is like some my colleagues client side, what he's working on right now. I mean, what he can offer me, what he can suggest me, what I'm working on, what I can suggest them, like
But
so,
that's what the consultancy team offers. Is, I mean, it's not just the activities, it's actually the exchange of the experience being a consultant in different assignments that you can learn from each other. And also if you have had similar roles in the different assignments, what can you learn from your consultant colleague to bring to that current assignment you have, or something like that, or just some general consultancy questions that you have that you might not be able to ask at the client side, but you want to hear from your consultant colleague, how they have handled different situations and things like that, because sometimes you speak to your manager, but sometimes you want to hear from another colleague as well.
And there is also the importance of the support to connect you with the opportunities, because no matter how much you are connected with the trends in the market or about your work topic, you still need to make sure, I mentioned in one of my answers, make sure that what you have, your skills, abilities, everything you have is connected to what the market needs right now. And having a connection with the consultant company help you to do this match, and even think about the opportunities of continuous learning or new technologies or new things that you need to learn, that the market is starting to require more from a consultant like you. So this is it's a very important support to make sure your direction is aligned to markets or industry direction.
Certainly. As I say, like all talking to manager always doesn't solve your problem. So when you talk to your peer or your colleagues, it might be a good chance to you will get good input, and you can solve your problem. So that's
true. Very interesting points from all of you.
Yeah.
So I think that we can round off the conversation with one final word. If you are thinking about some advice you would like to give to someone who is starting their career as a consultant or who is thinking about becoming a consultant, what would you like to say?
Maybe I can start saying one of the key things to me, that it's about continuous learning. And I'm not talking just about courses, just about new certifications, new things from formal training or from formal education, but keeping connected to what's going on. Sometimes just watching a YouTube video or a webinar like this, or a talk from people in our industry, you make a lot of connections to what you're working right now, and see opportunities to think that, oh, this is going on in my area and I didn't know, and maybe it's an opportunity to learn. And then you join a seminar or a workshop or something, and you learn more. But the advice here is making this part of your life, making this part of your routine. Don't wait a formal course, a formal thing, formal moment to learn a new thing.
Yeah.
Just connect to what's going on and make sure that learning it's part of your routine every day, every week.
And that way you will stay a little bit ahead of
course.
Of your career, basically, of your competition or whatever. Very good advice.
Nice.
What about you?
For me, if you love challenges, then I would suggest to go for consultation. At least because from my experience, I can say if you are not if you want to come out of your comfort zone, and if you love to have challenges in your career or in your profile, then go for consultancy. Because current assignment, I didn't have any knowledge about tools and technology being used, but I took it as a challenge. Now I'm working really good here. So it adds up in your profile, in your resume. So that's I mean, if you love challenges, go for consultancy.
Good point. And I would probably say two things. One, of course, is to be open to experience and be flexible about it, so that you can gain the knowledge and not be afraid to learn new things, and then not only to step ahead, but also be open to experience at the different assignments, clients, or whatever. And the second thing that is very important is to network. That will help you to be able to move on in your career with attracting new clients, maybe, or new assignments or whatever. So wherever you are, always try to act in a professional way and in a social way to be able to connect with different colleagues at the client, different managers, and so on. And that will definitely help you in the future when you are ready for the second, third, or fourth assignment. And someone from before happens to be there, and it will be a good advantage for you.
This is perfect, and I think that every big movement I did in my career was because of my networking. Like even moving from Brazil to Sweden, it happened because of my networking. The people that I know could give good reference about my work. And that's when I say networking, we're just talking about learning new things. You are in the end your resume. It's not what is written in a paper. You are your resume. When you work with someone and they see everything you can do, your skills in the bits, how you connect with people, how nice you are during a conversation as well, you make you open opportunity to you in the future.
Exactly.
And it seems simple, but people forget this is very important.
And it's important then that the professionalism is big, that you act in a certain way. Sometimes some assignments might not be the perfect match for you, but you still have to be able to act in a professional way, because in the next assignment, if you have connections from previous assignments, I mean, it's an advertisement for you, for yourself. Perfect. Like you say, you're the walking resume. So being professional will always help in that way.
Great. Any last comments?
No, I think we mentioned here about Fika. Being a consultant, you have Fika at the client and at the consultant company. So
double fun. Everything of double.
It's also very good.
We really love Fika here.
Nice. So thank you guys. So very interesting points. And I don't know how to summarize these. Double fun, challenges, learning a lot. We have been talking about
flexibility.
Networking. Those are some things about being a consultant. Thank you everyone for joining on live. And if you have any questions, you can feel free to reach out to us also later on LinkedIn.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Bye.